Start like quick things. Two quick little items to discuss. Not even to discuss, just to throw out there.
By all means, what's up?
If the listener out there wants to hear a certain guest or has a request within reason, I mean, don't ask for Eric Bischoff or Cornette or somebody. Ask for somebody within reason. You can DM me on Twitter, or if you can't DM me, my email is georgecaptor@gmail.com, all lowercase. So throw it that way. And secondly, when I do ask a guest to come on, I am the most polite person in the world when I ask somebody, because they most of the time don't know me that well. So I'm really, really nice. And when I asked Awful to come back, I got the old, dude, don't be so damn polite with me.
I feel like he knows this, but I respect it.
Yeah, but I go about it the same way no matter who I talk to, how many times I talk to him, it doesn't matter.
No, I respect that. I appreciate that. Honestly, I mean, that speaks a lot about who we are and what we're trying to do. You know,
speaking of which, our guest has arrived.
Yeah, our special guest today, our first really returning booked guest. That was, our first ever guest that we had booked, from Toonie Talk Wrestling and Toonie Town Wrestling, Awful Wrestling. How you doing today, my friend? Oh. I know he's got mics. Do we have the awful mic? Uh-oh. Well, he'll connect when he's here.
He'll be here. He's here. He just has
for sure. Yeah, right now. And there's no, you can see when people are speaking. Oh, he's got the mute. He's back. Yeah.
Back. We don't know. We'll see. Do you see, while we're waiting, did you see, Lady Peace re-released the, Benoit theme?
Yeah.
Totally weird.
Well, they did it, and then they're putting all this proceeds to it that are going to mental health.
The timing of it was awkward.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like anytime you're going to do, when wouldn't that have been awkward to release?
Why couldn't you just wait 2 more years and make it 25, or 3 years ago and make it 20? Why 23 years later?
That's a valid point. I don't know. Maybe it's something lost in the Canadian exchange rate. 23 in Canada is 20 here. I don't know.
That was funny to me, though. I got a kick out of it.
What's up, Awful? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I hear birds.
Hopefully it worked.
Yeah. There he is. All right, we got you.
Hey,
how you doing,
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
We are good. Technology's always fun to work with.
Isn't it?
Yeah, there's always something. Yeah, it's always something. I used to work for a technology company, I was like, it's just nothing ever works, right? It was
I learned one
thing.
Well,
gentlemen, how's it going out there in internet land? Am I breaking up? Am I?
No, you're fine.
Sounding like an idiot.
Good.
Okay.
No, you're good. Right. You sound good. No, I mean internet land's internet land. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Awful. If I was a prick, I'd always say you sound like an idiot, but I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Is new. Oh. No, we appreciate you, man. You were the one that kicked us off of actually, booking and having guests and showing what we can do with our little world that we're trying to build here. So we appreciate you coming back. It's fun. Yeah, I look forward to this all week, man. This is my fun time. Just get to connect and bullshit and pour a whiskey and have some conversation. It's fun.
All right.
Hey, Jake, I'm sure the wife loves to hear shit like that.
She does too. She puts on Big Brother and shuts the door and ignores me. I'm a loud son of a bitch.
Awesome.
So, Awful, what's your take on the Hogan situation there, bud? How'd you take it all? I haven't heard you say anything about it yet, so.
I was biting my tongue until Tuesday, but, yeah, man, huge loss, big loss. When I saw it, I must have read the TMZ tweet 16 times. Oh wow, Hulk Hogan is dead at 71. I was just like, is this some sort of joke? Has TMZ been hacked or something? It was that astounding to me and that stunning to me that he had passed on. But then you come to find out that this apparently had been, an ongoing thing. At least that's what I'm learning. Hogan had been sick for quite some time. So they kept that news under wraps pretty damn good. So that I guess when he did ultimately pass, it was that much more impactful. But yeah, dude, I was sad. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. My wife was sad. Like people in my family were upset about it. And then you get on social media and everybody's got an opinion. You know what I mean? Like in real life, that's how you just know Twitter is just a fake piece of shit. Because in real life, there was no one in my circle or in my friend circle or my family circle talking ill will about Hulk Hogan. All had good memories. At the very least, they were like, yeah, damn, man. I remember when he was, rocking out with Macho Man or rocking out with Ultimate Warrior or whatever. But it was never like, hey, remember that shit 20 years ago? You said the N-word? Right. Nothing like that was going on. So, it's like my condolences.
It's like someone in your family dies and you go to the wake and you always say nice things about, you're not actually talking what a piece of shit they were. You're being cordial and polite.
Yeah, there's moments in time for certain things. And like, the 24 to 48 hours after somebody passes, or a certain point of time, and that was the first thing I saw too, was like instantly just people being super shitty about it, or like the way they were posting about it and like reporting it, just, you could tell the difference in people of who, actually is just a decent human being, whether you were a fan or not. Like, you have to understand, if you're involved in this business at all, in any ancillary, adjacent, at whatever it is in any form, a lot of that is due to him, and I know a lot of younger people maybe don't realize it. I turned 43 a month ago. So like, I remember as a kid, like that was my introduction. Like that's what I knew of wrestling was Hulk Hogan. He was everywhere. Like literally as growing up, like there was, whether it was a poster for, I don't know, food or so whatever his face was on, whatever partnerships they had made it mainstream. And, everything that's come after it, when people try to say, oh, well, Austin drew more money or Cena drew more money, maybe, whatever, but they don't exist in the form they were in without that guy. And you have to respect and understand that. And with the time they go.
Well, Dave Meltzer disagrees with you, my friend. He believes John Londos was the opener of the way for professional wrestling modern day. So
I don't know about modern day.
He's an idiot.
Technically speaking, he's kind of right, but not modern day wise.
I mean,
overall wrestling, yes. Londos, Hackenschmidt, those, yes, of course. But
I'm so shocked that Dave and I don't agree on something.
Once you're able to figure out that Terry Boella and Hulk Hogan are two different personalities, you can figure it out perfectly. So once you get that through your thick skull, you're fine.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, we all had fun different times of like laughing at some of the stories that he told that were, like, you weren't even there during the end. I mean, but it wasn't, I mean, that's fun, but I don't know. I just feel like when somebody goes, and I mean, unless like George was talking about a second ago with the Benoit, like they just re-released a song. Like, okay, when that happened, we found out what happened. Yeah, fuck that guy. Okay, that's a different story. But like, and I know Hogan, his apology speech to the locker room was terrible or whatever with it, what it was. But you see how many different people of all races, religions, creeds, colors, whatever, not everybody had great experience with him over different points. But I mean, I just saw a post that Brad Becker sent to me earlier of, Pope D'Angelo Gennaro posting that, Hulk said, I love you with all my heart, brother. Like that was the last thing he sent him, like that kind of stuff. Like, so, it's one of those things. You just have to respect it.
I believe that Booker T said it best. Now you got to understand, everybody. I'm an '80s child. I played sports for a very long time, so I know about locker room talk, the whole alpha male-ism, and the whole knowing when and who and how to apologize to people. Booker T said it best in I think a recent interview. He said Hulk Hogan was not really a racist, because a racist actively pursues to put someone down. They use their position to put someone down. That's how I was raised up on how racism operates. You know what I mean? It's not just name calling. That doesn't, sticks and stones. You know what I mean? So that's not going to do anything. But as far as, trying to actively get me to lose my job or get me fired or whatever, that embodies racism. Hulk Hogan never did that. I kind of made a jokey joke kind of tweet the other day, like, Hogan politics and kept more white men down than anybody else I know. How can he be a racist?
That's true. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, look at the list of people who hate. I mean, who hates him the most? It's Jesse the Body Ventura. Like, he's one of the whitest people on the planet.
Yeah. So awful. What's your what's your favorite Hogan moment / whatever thing you want to think about Hogan that comes to mind immediately? What's your favorite?
I have several. The one that I just tweeted today the one I tweeted today in which the Hart Foundation and Honky Tonk Man were attacking Savage and the inception of the Mega Powers always sticks out to me. The Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior match and the lead up and the build up to that, specifically the Royal Rumble in 1990, where, they had faced off for the first time. I thought that was gold. Hogan turning in 1996. Despite what Bobby Heenan said, I didn't hear the comment at the time, so it's not like it ruined anything for me. Maybe it ruined maybe it ruined in hindsight for other people, but that shit was shocking and it was awesome. It was the best move WCW ever made. Second best probably being Goldberg. And of course, Hogan versus Rock. I mean, now looking back on it, it can't be denied. Now, it was I can't say it was one of my favorite matches, but I can say it was just like, it's a rewatchable match, something you can watch maybe like every, 3 or 4 years and be like, oh, that was pretty cool. But now it takes on a whole different meaning. And, it's a very influential moment in time. And at the time, you don't really see like these moments are the things that pillar professional wrestling. These are the things that make professional wrestling what it is. It makes it better than almost any other form of entertainment. You only get that few times, and Hogan was a part of those few times in which that happened. So kudos to him.
Yeah, they had to realize before the match even started, like when you see Rock come out, you see the look on his face, like he's like, oh boy, this is going to be a little different than we planned, huh?
Yeah.
And that's the way it went. It was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's one of those, I mean, there's certain times and I mean, that's what pro wrestling is. The matches are great, but it's all about certain moments. Like that's what we take with us. And I feel like anybody who was watching that, especially live at WrestleMania 18, there's just those moments where you're just like, what the hell is happening? And just like, you got into it and just, you see it now where, pretty much they do it at any pay-per-view now where the guys try to look at each other and look to the left, look to the right. Like they actually just had to absorb that. And, for me, I always think that was of the WrestleManias like that I've watched live because I was alive for WrestleMania 3, but I didn't really watch that. I was like,
I got to see that. So I have Hogan Andre on top of my
and that's when people ask me what the best WrestleMania match is, I always say Hogan and Andre because that's even if it's not the best match bell to bell, that's what drew. I always say, I don't care if it's 93K that were in the house or 73K, like Dave says. All those Ks were there to see the body slam. That's what drew that goddamn house in that arena, in that stadium. And that's what fucking matters.
Yeah, they convinced everybody that they've never met before.
Right.
Andre's never been slammed before. All these mythological things that came out of the woodwork. You're like, any wrestling guy that got a magazine in his life knew everything ahead of time.
Right. But
I bought it.
But it was there for the masses and it was just all about the moment. And that's what WrestleMania 18, like that's for me, like WrestleMania 18, that Rock Hogan match. I've never seen anything like that to this day. Even when having Rock and Cena, like it wasn't the same. Like it was just different then. And it really was that. And it was just I always talk, it's funny too, cause people talk about how, it was supposed to be Austin and he turned it down. And I'm glad it was Rock cause it was more about the charisma in that kind of showy Hollywood way. Like that was that perfect setup for me.
It's so cool because like I said earlier, like in the moment, you don't realize how big of a moment it is until, looks like several decades later. You know what I mean? Like it's very impactful. And a part of that is because the modern professional wrestling scene today is so abysmal right now. Yeah. Like absolutely treacherous. And sure, while one company is making a lot of money, that doesn't mean that the entire industry is doing well. So, again, I'm like thinking of great moments. I remember, Hogan getting the chain ripped off of him from Andre the Giant. Like, that was one of those moments where just like, Andre is going to kill him. You know what I mean? Like, Andre is going to kill him.
Yeah, and that wasn't all supposed to happen that way either.
Yeah,
Andre was just supposed to rip the shirt off, but Hulk said I believe Hulk, obviously, in this case. Hulk said that Andre's hands were so big that they just took everything with it, and the blood wasn't supposed to happen either, but Piper figured it out quick. And
I'm sure Andre probably didn't have like the best like nail care. I don't think Andre was getting manicures. Those hands and those, I'm sure those nails were like thick as like actual like real nails. You know what I mean? So it doesn't surprise me.
I need acrylic on my nails.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't surprise me that just like one of his big claws, essentially, these fucking raptor claws. It's like a fucking.
Hey! Watch my cuticles.
Yeah, but like those moments, and people talk about too. I mean, as great as WrestleMania 3 was, then there's still, what was it, like 8 months later, where they had the main event and drew, was it 33 or is it 30 or 33 million?
33.
That's 33. Yeah, doesn't matter what it is. That's a lot of fucking people, dude. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
And they all tuned in for that. And I mean, that's.
And it's so crazy. I'm even thinking about the contract signing that they had right before WrestleMania 3, in which Andre the Giant cut that awesome promo. He made Andre he appeared like a world beater. Like, there was no man on earth that could touch Andre. That's how effective that promo was. I can't remember. But he spoke just enough good English for that promo to get over. I wish I could recall it, but I'm gonna have to take a look at it after the show. But I remember that being so impactful watching it live.
Because Andre sitting there stone cold faced, and Hogan is just shaking. And you're like, oh my God!
Sign the contract, brother.
And I know it's so impactful too for how many people, especially of the mainstream audience, that just to see Andre as a heel, like doing that stuff, whether it's going for the necklace or cutting a promo like that, you're just saying, and then you think like, no, he's so scary. No, God, and you're just like, then it builds up that can Hogan actually beat him? And you make sense of how you pack that many people, and then. It was Brady Mack, one of the people he posted. I forget where I saw him posted, but they didn't even announce the WrestleMania location until January of that year, and it was in March. So like getting that many people to fucking to Pontiac, Michigan, not even Detroit. That's a lot. I mean, that was smart though.
It's still
it's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's still George. It is still the best looking house.
Yes.
In professional wrestling. Nothing comes close. You can talk about pyro and like the light placements and here and there and all that with all the other later WrestleManias. For as cool as all the other ones look like, WrestleMania 3 still looks like the best looking house in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Period.
The camera shots were perfect.
Yeah, and the fact that they needed those carts to drive them out to the ring, like it was that big, like there was a reason for it.
But if you think about where they were there, they picked that location for a reason, because that's near Buffalo, Cleveland, Detroit, Chicago, Toronto, Montreal. That whole area can come in there, and that's why they did what they did.
Yeah, no, the Canadian area, people don't realize that. You're absolutely, I'm glad you said that, George. That's right, of how many people can come not only from the South, from the US, but coming down from Canada. It was a big, massive draw. The only house that even comes close is like the Wembley Stadium for the SummerSlam they had there. Like, was it 92? Yeah, that one looks great, but nothing compared. It just doesn't even compare. Like any other event where if they have the carts, you drive them out, you didn't need the carts. It's like where they talking about how they had there's matches that need a stadium, and sometimes you have a stadium that needs a match. Like, no, they needed those carts. Exactly. That's one of my favorite shots of that entire event is, Heenan and, Andre in the cart after the match driving away, and Heenan's bent over and throwing trash at him and stuff. And, it's great.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. And I love the crowd I love the crowd shots. Like when Hogan and Andre are staring at each other, it looks like the people who are in the bleacher stands are 2 miles away from them. Like it's the most amazing shot. And it's just so naturalistic. I mean, they really need to they can really do that again if they want to, but
And think of it too, back then, it's not like they had like the giant LED screens. Like if they did it now in an NFL stadium like that or whatever, you'd have the giant screens that are crystal clear and it would look great. And that's, thankful for that for when you are way back there. But back then you didn't have that. Like if you're in the back fucking row or even anywhere in the third deck of there, it's like too little, but
you had to wait till nighttime to see the screens.
Yeah, right?
Like, come on now.
That roof? Yeah. But I mean, it still was just, it was something you had to be there for it if you could. Like, it was just it's the biggest it's the biggest wrestling match really probably ever, at least in modern times. I'm sure there's stuff before, like in the TV era. Like, I listened to, Jim Cornette and Brian Last posted like a almost 2-hour clip yesterday of them talking about Hogan right after he died. And even Jim says that he's like, there's probably not a bigger match and a bigger star in the television era than Hulk Hogan. Like you just can't, if you step back and think of it, especially for the longevity. And
awful. Were you watching the, live event when he turned to join the NWO, or did you catch it later or something? Did you watch it live?
I caught it like later, but of course there was a big thing to do about the internet. So it was just like the news carried slow. So I can't remember how I ended up watching. Maybe I think a friend might have called me and, sent me his recording, or I probably went over to his house and I saw it and I was just like, whoa, this is big. And see, here's the thing. For as big as a moment as I thought it was going to be, it got bigger and bigger and bigger as the weeks went on because he was literally melding his character right in front of our eyes, so it was just awesome to see. Now, of course, again, in hindsight, listening to what Scott Hall would say about like him being very long-winded in those promos and Nash saying like he didn't have the cool factor or anything like that. Yeah. So it kind of takes a little something away from all of it. But at the very same time, what other wrestler was able to bring about 2 wrestling booms? Like, come on, let's get real, folks.
That's the crazy part when you think about it. Like, that's actually, and for me, it takes away from the Hogan part of it with those, but honestly, it almost adds to those vignettes of like the people who edited them and knew what they were doing of like, all right, we're just going to cut these parts of we're going to make it work to, I compared it to, Eazy-E in the first song where they literally had to have him rap each line and pause, rap a line, cut, right? Cause you got to make it, you have the star, you just have to present them right. And that's usually what Vince has always done, or WWE and now has always done the best, is that's why people, when they go from AEW to WWE now, why do they look so much better? Because they know how to present them. Right. And they did that right with that. But I was like 15 or I was 14 when that happened. I can still remember watching it on the TV at my house and just being like in utter shock of just like, at that point, obviously I knew wrestling for what it was, but I just still didn't believe that he would have done that. That was me. I was just like, there's no way let me tell you about these fans. There's all these fans who suck, me and Gene. Like, oh shit, he's doing okay.
Yeah. It was just powerful stuff. Good stuff. Man, so many Hogan memories.
Attitude era kicks off from there. Yeah.
Are flooding back. It's just like, the man can't be denied. We can talk about,
You can't. Yeah.
His quiet racism or whatever, but I defy anybody to be recorded, privately and not say a few bad words. So that's how I look at it. And I'm a black guy, and I hate saying that dumb shit like I'm a black guy. So, but it's the truth. It's just like, only online. I need everybody who's online, listening online, to understand that this moral high ground bullshit is only happening online. The man's being revered in real life, on cable, on network television, on fucking news channels, in your family, in your friend circle, and that's all there is to it.
It'd be a lot different if he was running around the locker room screaming. Yeah, if running around the locker room screaming the N-word. No, I don't want to be. I'm not wrestling that guy too. It'd be a lot different.
Give me a break
with the situation where it was. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's there's nothing good about it.
The N-word is some of the least offensive things that I've ever heard being in a locker room. So,
yeah, right? Oh God, seriously, yeah, no, yeah.
You think it's possible, Awful, to have another star like him ever again?
Damn, no. Everything's been oversaturated. No one can get a chance to shine the way that Hogan did. No one. Cena.
That's what I was gonna say.
Even he has this aura of like manufactured rocket strapping, if that makes any sense. Like they were forcing him down our throats for a long time. Whereas I didn't really see that with Hogan. I didn't really see that with Austin, and anybody else you name, possibly Undertaker. I mean, but as far as like, natural, organic rise to prominence, yeah, that's never happening again. Ever. I mean, even Rock can't do it in his Hollywood state. Like he wants to be the biggest thing in professional wrestling. And we'd all like to believe that he's the biggest thing in professional wrestling. But he's not, because he doesn't have the cachet that Hulk Hogan had.
Well,
and The Rock himself will tell you.
Too. Like, I mean, when Hulk Hogan was on network TV, like, some people had cable, but like there's a reason why 33 million people watch that show. It's just a different world now. Like whether WWE can be on network TV, everybody's got their phones and stuff. And that's why like a lot of times with certain ratings talks, like I don't care too much as long as like the YouTube numbers are still good. That's why sometimes with AEW, like, yeah, well, they're watching like did the Phantom Max numbers I laugh at because it's like their YouTube numbers are shit. So I don't think they're doing that well with it, as we're with WWE's like the number 11 channel in all of YouTube, which is insane when you think about it. So it's a big difference of it. But in this world where we live in now, there's just no chance for some person to get over that big with everybody because there's so much more options of stuff to watch and stuff to be entertained by and stuff to do. It's just a different, it's when they talk about it being the right place, right time, it really was that with where the world was. It was starting to expand where you could go national, but where not that much could go national, as we're now everything's not even national. It's fucking global. Like, you know, you can watch, if you want to whatever sports, your favorite sport in whatever country, if you're the biggest fan of, third tier cricket in India, you could watch it live on TV if you want to pay for it. Like you can do that now. It's not where the world was back in
different
1985.
place.
Yeah, it's a different world. But
Awful, did you catch Mr. Schiavone make his statement yesterday? Nice of them to do it. He did a real nice job. I give him credit.
I do too, but
but the problem is it was a little too little, a little too late.
It was also on their lowest rated show that they have. I felt a little like,
to be fair to them, they didn't have a show on TV until Collision.
That's true. You're right. They didn't. That's a valid point.
Tony Twitter fingers.
But see here,
you're right.
I would agree with you on that, George, except for the fact that they live on social media. AEW thrives and one of their mission statements, you know what I mean? Like is to make sure that the people online are satiated. And of course, when Hulk Hogan passed, they said, keep quiet. Don't make anything until they probably did plan it out for Collision. I don't believe it. I believe that they were pressured, as so many times before, into making a comment or a statement.
Yeah.
And they wanted to hold off on their online fan base and satiate them and make them happy that AEW wasn't going to say a thing about Hulk Hogan. And then they pulled the rug out from under them come Collision and had Tony Schiavone say that. Yeah. So it's par for the course for AEW. They were pressured into doing it. Tony was pressured into doing it. It was almost like he was like being fed those lines through, Tony Khan. You know what it is? That's what I wanted to say. It sounds like Tony Schiavone had read off an AI prompter.
Chat GPT.
Go back to that.
Yeah.
I think they used Grok in that instance. Cause I was just like, this is so maudlin. This is without any sort of emotion, without any sort of,
heart
to it. Yeah, no soul, emotion, all that. Yeah. Grok. Thank you for helping to write Hulk Hogan's obit on Collision.
Yeah, the placement of this segment was weird too, because it wasn't at the very beginning. It was like almost near the end of the show. It just popped up, and I'm like, okay, it's an odd spot for it.
See, I just took it as soulless because it was Shivani, and he's got those beady eyes. I've never thought he had many.
But Shivani's worked with Hulk a lot in the past.
No,
I get that. So I wasn't.
Shivani's just one of the few people.
He was the one guy that I thought could pull it off. But
yeah, no, if they were gonna have anybody do it on their television, that part made the most sense of having him do it. And they were on TNT. If you're gonna do that part made a lot of sense. I just laughed that it was on Collision because, who has watched Collision since CM Punk left? You know what I mean? That was when I watched the show, was when he was running it.
Did they even put a graphic up for him at all?
I don't believe so. I believe
no, just when Shivani started talking, they put it across the bottom of the screen when he was talking. That was it.
Yeah, I didn't. That's all. Because I didn't watch the show. I just saw what was posted on Twitter, which I assume was the entire clip. So yeah.
Yeah, which leads me to believe Awful is 100% correct.
Hey, that's normal behavior. Yeah, usually.
That's what I was. Yeah, I figured.
But
I figured you could say. Yeah, that's what I'd say.
But if there's anybody that doesn't need any bad juju or karma coming their way, it's AEW. Mm-hmm. And I think that they've effectively lost all semblance of goodwill based on what just happened this week. If there's anybody, who should, no wrestling company on planet Earth should have not given this man his kudos. There should have been 10 bell salutes all over the country, right, all over the world for this guy. Because AEW didn't do it, it's just one more cut in a million cuts that will send them down under.
It was just, Tony Khan, it's just one of those things where, why he worked himself into a shoot. That's what he did. It was the Hogan's tweet, don't worry, because he bitched, you're banned from our shows, and he banned Linda. They were gonna go to your fucking shows anyway, dude. There was no point in doing that other than to try to gain brownie points to your weird sickos who hate Hulk Hogan. And then he died.
That's all it is.
An asshole for not saying anything. So he just painted himself into another. He's I swear to God, no matter what town they go into, that's all he does. He just gets an office and paints himself into a fucking corner every single time. Stop. Why? Yep. Yeah, it was stupid. Cause every
a boy that's not had any no real life experiences.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Tony Khan strikes me as.
That's what it's always been, cause even if, because even if any of the people that were around him, they knew his dad was a super billionaire, so everybody was always going to be nice to him. No one's going to say no. Everyone's going to give him whatever he wants. And now he's in the real world where that doesn't actually get you anything. No.
And the funny part about all that is that Tony Khan would actually give more respect to guys like me or anybody else who has an opinion and doesn't really give a fuck how much money you got in your pocket. Those are the type of people that millionaires and billionaires respect. I've worked with some of them in my life, and they just like I told George Capter in DM, they'd rather see you real than play.
Absolutely. Realism is what. Yeah. Any smart one. That's the problem. The ones who made the money. If they made the millions or the billions, yes. The problem is they're nepotistic kids who have just been, spoon-fed their whole lives. Now, some of the people that made that much money understood that and tried to raise their kids right, but it's almost impossible because the rest of the world's going to know that that's your kid who's, got an $800 million trust fund, and they're going to.
Yeah, look how Hulk's children were on that TV show. Nick and Brooke were, fortunately Brooke figured it out, and so is Nick for the most part. So
it took a
little too little, too late again.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Yeah, you're right.